Welcome, everybody, to the live stream. We've got the Rube Goldberg competition kicking off today. And we've got lots of exciting news. We're going to give you everything you need to know to participate in a wonderful educational opportunity to get students involved in the interactive 3D, the future of their careers, and also kind of like give them a deadline to work towards, and everything you need as a supporter, as a mentor, to guide them through those steps. We're here to help you every step of the way. And let's get started with some introductions. First of all, I'm Brian Dickman from Cleverlike Studios, and we're the company that created the Rube Goldberg Learning Kit in Unreal Engine, and so excited to collaborate with Epic Games and the Rube Goldberg Institute and ASEF on this wonderful project and competition. So I'm going to hand it over to our education mastermind, Eric.
Hello. So, also with Cleverlike Studios, but I am Eric Leitner. I am the education content producer. You're probably wondering, it says River. Might as well use our gamer tags when we're here. I mean, we're gaming, right? I've got 13 years experience in the classroom, 7 years at the district level, but this is when I get to do the fun stuff and do all the video game stuff. I helped write the lesson plans and everything else educationally that goes with this. We'll talk about that in a little while, but we're just going to keep passing this along, because how much do you want to hear about me? To the incredible, the amazing, the person I owe a ton of this to, Mr. Steve Isaacs.
Well, thanks. Hey, everybody. My name's Steve Isaacs. I'm the education program manager at Epic Games, and glad that we kind of, as we say, have the band back together here. This is a group that's done a lot of really interesting programs together, and now we're here to bring you Unreal Engine and Rube Goldberg and all sorts of awesomeness. So we'll be talking more about the competition and the Rube Goldberg Learning Kit shortly. But with that, I will pass it off to our good friend, Claire LeBeau from NASEF.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am Claire LeBeau, and just super excited to be here. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at NASEF. We love blending play and learning. And does anything do that better than a Rube Goldberg machine? I do not think so. So we're going to have a lot of fun today learning how to use Unreal Engine, which is a fantastic tool that is used in industry all the time, and have a blast building your own Rube Goldberg machine. And Miss Jennifer.
Hi, everybody. I am Jennifer George. I am the director at the Rube Goldberg Institute. I also happen to be Rube's granddaughter, which is how I got into this whole thing in the first place, accident of birth. And we're going to just do a quick introduction about Rube Goldberg machines, just to make sure you guys know what they are. So, but I think, am I the one? You get what this is. This is Unreal Engine. It's us at Rube, and it's NASEF, and here we go. We're going to talk to you about what this program is. I think the slides, the intro slides, are we going to start with the video?
There should be much more dancing on the screen.
But I think we're all mesmerized.
It's so beautiful.
It is, honestly. And, a Rube Goldberg machine is supposed to have a really fantastic culminating activity or something simple. This is one that I threw together, and I went in a different direction, as you'll see in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there you go.
Amazing. I'm going to put your slideshow back up, and Jennifer, take it away.
Well, here we go. So the Rube Goldberg Institute, we basically, our focus is on providing STEM education resources to sort of connect everyone, no matter where you are, whether you're at a Title I school, a private one school, homeschooled. We just want to level the playing field. And that's what we do every day. We do a lot of different contests, but this is actually probably one of my most favorite that we've ever done, because it really harkens back to where it all began with Rube, because he was a cartoonist and he did animation as well. So that's what we do here. Let's go on to the next. So there's my granddad. He's actually in the dictionary. And it's basically the most overly complicated, humorous way that you can accomplish a very simple task. And I'm sure many of you have seen them, but if you haven't, check out on our website, rubegoldberg.org. There's a whole gallery of his work. We also have a whole section of Who's Building Rube and a YouTube channel that goes along with it. But this is an example of one of his inventions about how to scratch your back or wash your back, something like that. So that's a good way to go. He'd use everyday objects in sort of an unlikely order that makes sense in terms of getting from A to B to C. His drawings were also done in the form of patent applications. So if you are, teaching your kids about inventing in the real world, it's really fun to look at these and then look at what they would need to submit in order to apply for a patent. Let's go to the next slide. So this just gives you, we're actually in our 35th year of hosting and having Rube Goldberg machine contests. You can see tasks on this slide that go back all the way to the first one, which was in 1988, and that was to put toothpaste on a toothbrush. Believe it or not, to celebrate our 35th anniversary, we are going back to the task number 1. So if any of your kids want to take what they learn in this digital world, this first semester of school, and apply it to real world physics and chemistry and building, have them join a competition. Right now, host registration is open. If you think your school would want to register as a host, we would love to have you. There's all kinds of information on our website at rubegoldberg.org. But a great place to start is this Unreal Engine contest. And there we go.
Awesome. And I love hearing this stuff every time. We've done plenty of Rube Goldberg stuff together, and so every time it's exciting to me. And admittedly, every time I meet a student who is like, "I love Rube Goldberg machines," I'm like, I know somebody. It's I do pull that card every once in a while.
Nice.
I'm sad that I missed the inflate a balloon and pop it challenge. That just looks crazy.
Can you imagine practicing that over and over again? Oh my gosh.
The noisiest event of all time.
So we should let everyone know that, thank Jennifer for joining us so much. She's not feeling well, and we're gonna so thankful that you're here to join us today to kick this off. And we're gonna let you go, and we're gonna see you in the next one. So thanks for joining. Bye.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
All right, so from there, let's get a little into the educational aspects of all of this and our learning kit, and then, of course, into how I would say then how to make it fun. But the reality is, the beauty of it is it's fun all throughout, and that's kind of why it exists. And we're just going to keep that idea going with the competition and everything else. So, getting back into this, one of the things we want to focus on is the idea that every Rube Goldberg machine, no matter what the chaotic beginning, end, middle, and all of that you create is, all of it is based on the learning of the 6 simple machines. So if you're familiar with them, and depending on your grade level or what grade you teach, you may or may not be familiar with them, and that's actually okay. We've got resources for that. But all of them are based on the 6 simple machines. We're going to talk a little bit about those as we watch one of the machines in action and where we see some of these things take place in a little bit. But the idea is to take that physical learning, the physics of this that we would do in the classroom, the physical science, and bring it into a digital space for digital learning, something our students and kids are passionate about already, where they're not just now the game players, but they're learning the skills to be game developers while learning the science behind it all and having fun with it. And so that is the lens that we're seeing this through. That is the goal of the project. And speaking of the project, and Brian, I'm going to hand this one off to you a little bit. What is the Unreal Rube Goldberg Learning Kit all about? And
Yeah.
there's a hint there at the bottom, I guess, in the last slide.
Definitely. So we've got, when we were challenged with creating this activity, first of all, Unreal Engine has a physics-based environment, and when we were able to kind of conceive this idea and implement it, it was amazing how much fun you could make learning Unreal Engine. And so a lot of this approach was designed towards like learning this tool that may be intimidating for some people, but breaking it down into simple and fun steps, and also providing the teacher / mentor facilitator the tools that they need to support their students, as well as the students everything they need to get the job done in a multimodal way of learning, both in written text as well as video and things like that. So if you kind of step through, you could see, or actually, Eric, I'll hand it off to you to kind of list all of the things that kind of like go into this kit, and then maybe Steve can kind of guide us through what's actually in there.
Absolutely. So the first thing you'll see, and there is a QR code. So by the way, while you're watching along with us, while you're waiting here, go ahead and scan that QR code, because we're going to do a little dive into that website in just a little bit, and you can have it handy on your computer, on your phone, wherever you need it. It's going to be up on the screen for the next few slides, so you don't have to scramble too quickly. Don't worry. Don't drop your phone. You need your phone. So the first thing and most important thing is being able to access the Unreal Engine as well as the project file. That includes all of the assets that we've created for this project. So you're not going to be responsible for knowing the ins and outs of it. Part of the beauty is you're going to be learning how to use the Unreal Engine as you go, and we're going to be providing you with all of the tools, the resources, and the assets necessary to do it. So even if you've never done game design, if you've never used any of these professional game development tools, you are going to learn that along the way, and you're going to have fun doing it. Trust me, once I got in here, because I wasn't the one who developed this part of it, I'm the educator. I did lesson plans and stuff. I could not stop playing. And that'll be the same, I'm sure, for everyone who dives in here. So don't be threatened and say, but that's what the pros use. You're going to be the pro. It didn't take me long. So we love that. So it's going to come with everything you need digitally and the project files. For our educators who are implementing this in the classroom, there are going to be lesson plans. Those lesson plans are going to have guided step-by-step resources for all of you, scripted out, exactly how to share this with your class, and everything they need to do along the way. To learn all of the aspects that they need to culminate into putting it all together and creating their own invention or their own Rube Goldberg machine in the learning kit and in that digital space. For our students, and again for the teachers as well, we have student guides with honestly incredibly easy to follow, wonderful student guides, step-by-step instructions with photos along the way, and we're going to show you all of that. Really phenomenal. So all the heavy lifting is sort of done for you. And then, of course, if reading a guide is not your thing and you want someone to walk you through it, we've got videos for that too. So, Steve, I'm going to jump over to the website and take us on a little tour of where to find all of these things. And if you scan to that QR code, you can follow along with us.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, let's go in. So I'm super excited and proud of the Rube Goldberg Learning Kit that and super grateful to Cleverlike and the team. Brian and Ian, were responsible for much of the development. Members of their team helped develop the assets. I know Eric worked tirelessly on the lesson plans and such, and it's really an amazingly well put together, resource. So basically, everything you need to bring this into your classroom is available for you. It's broken into 6 lessons and then a culminating activity. Let's go through what kind of the lesson structure is, Eric, if we could. So each lesson, as Eric mentioned, covers a simple machine, but in a very fun and engaging way in Unreal Engine. And I have to say, what I like or really love so much about this kit is, and actually, if you scroll up just a little bit, Eric, I just want to show that picture for a second. So things like, you see everything there, that's Rube's Kitchen. Everything is provided for you. So while you're working in Unreal Engine, which could seem intimidating, it's almost, in my opinion, it plays like a playful learning experience, like a game, really. All of the assets, like you see the wedge of cheese there, which is an inclined plane, that's available for you. You can drag that right into the experience and then basically manipulate things right there. So like basically when you hit play in this part of as you're in Unreal Engine, the ball will drop from that ball dispenser, if you will, and it'll land on that inclined plane and roll as it would, normally. And in this first activity, you're basically trying to guide these balls into the different buckets. So it plays like a fun activity. As you get into it further, you also learn some of the ins and outs of Unreal Engine, like creating a particle effect, which is like a confetti explosion, and you learn that as you go. But the beauty is you don't need to know any of that to get started. So as Eric was showing before, each one has a lesson plan that's designed for the teacher, basically to help you with everything everything a teacher needs in order to conduct a lesson. It gets into what you'll be teaching, what the learning outcomes are. It gets into the learning activities, as well as a grading rubric and standards alignment. So really covers everything you need as a teacher. And that's great. As I was a teacher for almost 30 years, I always, especially when I was observed, had a lesson plan on my desk for the sake of my supervisor who might be observing me. But what is really special about this kit is when we go to the student guide, Eric, if we could. And this is literally step-by-step everything a student would need to do to do these activities. So students can run through these step by step with the teacher there, to support them. But a teacher does not need to stand in front of the room and be teaching Unreal Engine to their students. And that's what's so special about a lot of the resources that we have, is that we don't want teachers to feel like they have to be an expert. We want teachers to feel like they could empower students to learn. And to take it a step further, and as you can see from Eric scrolling, I mean, this shows students literally everything they need to do step by step with beautiful screenshots and such. We've seen teachers that'll have these printed out and kids will have them, or we've seen students where two kids will work together, where one is, navigating through the document and the other is maybe working in Unreal Engine to do this, and all sorts of different ways to deliver that. But then the other piece is for, as Eric said before, there's a number of videos that are all chunked, in small bits so that students can go through and learn each step of this. And if you see, that's a 1 minute and 40-second video showing part of it. And each of these lessons has a series of these videos. I know for my own sake, when I do these kinds of activities, I kind of like running through the video because I can stop, pause, rewind. But likewise, some people might prefer the PDFs. And I think the next thing Eric was about to show us, what was that next screen there? Okay, yeah, and then this brings us to, also included is the actual learning kit from our marketplace. Basically, you can download this kit, and I don't know if I mentioned, but there's no cost for any of this, including the assets from the marketplace, and including, in fact, Unreal Engine. There's no fee to license Unreal Engine. So everything about this project is available for you at no cost. So we're super excited about that. And the resources, like I said, everything you need is in there. And with that, where were we going to next once people download that, Eric? Back to the QR code. Beautiful.
Yep, we'll throw up that QR code one more time. So if you did not grab that link, we'll grab that link right there.
Yeah, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat. We're totally here to support you through this whole process. The reason we're running these live streams also is really just to help show you how accessible everything is and where everything is. But everything, and you'll see the website for the competition and such in a moment, is all very available to you. We're trying to make this as easy for you to find and access, as possible. And I think we'll drop in our Discord link in the chat, as well as contact information, because you are definitely welcome to reach out to us with any questions.
All right, so moving on in the slide deck, hopefully. There we go. It's time to kind of announce what the actual challenge is. Like, what's the point of all this? What will you be submitting?
Oh, wait,
as
there's
you go
a challenge, Eric?
There's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not called the 10-pin casual hangout. It's the 10-pin challenge.
Nice. So
confused
that's
there.
the official.
Wait, what it's called again? The 10 pin?
10 pin challenge. There's this many.
How many?
This many.
Why 10 pins?
That's a good question. I'm not really a sportsy guy, so Brian, why 10 pins?
I mean, it was just a little bit more than 9, and we were feeling like 11 was too much, so we ended up kind of compromising and coming up with 10. So that's how we came to it.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the challenge is to build, I mean, again, the whole concept, and Jen explained this earlier, a Rube Goldberg machine is a very nonsensical, complicated way to complete a very simple task. And so a simple task might be, bowling a bowling ball and knocking down 10 pins. Now, again, nothing in the challenge said you had to do it in that order. But this example kind of keeps it pretty straightforward. So what's a really, and Brian, you put this one together, what's a really complicated way we can
I mean, first of all, you have to create some sharp cheddar that's sharp enough to slice a watermelon, and then kick off of course, the hovering glass funnel is always helpful as well. So, physics, schmizzics, but also physics. So
but our 6 simple machines are in here, right?
But the 6 simple machines. So let's play it. You can kind of see. These are some of the exercises you're going to learn in this kit. So, the wedge, you can see the inclined plane. The vehicle is a wheel and axle, right? And then we have the screw.
The screw is there.
Machine.
And everyone always thinks like, oh, with that, you clearly just, drive it into wood or hold things together with it. And they don't realize how many times we move things or lift things or do that with a screw. It's like, a car jack is a screw.
Boom.
Eric's always trying to
inclined
teach us
plane.
something.
That's my job. I mean,
Really?
It's so hard not to. Every one of those dominoes is a lever. I just love putting that out. Every single one of those dominoes.
Is that a pulley I see?
Smart. And then there's the salad bowl.
We use
That
some
is
wheels
one
there
of
on the
the simple
skateboard. Another inclined plane, right? The ball rolled down. Here's another screw lifting the ball up. All simple machines coming together to make nonsense happen. Just utter nonsense.
Yep. And then the rubber ducks.
The rubber duckies.
Yeah, the rubber ducks that help guide bowling balls.
No rubber duckies were hurt in the making of this video.
No. Well, there is one in a bad place.
Yes.
Yes.
High five.
10.
The thing I always want to point out when watching this is that everything you just saw, all of the physics, all of the simple machines, all of it was done in, even the video and the video editing and the camera work was all done in Unreal Engine. And that's a lot of the stuff that you're going to learn by participating in the competition.
Definitely.
So
how do we participate in this competition?
Right. It seems like we should get ourselves registered, not later. We'll talk about, because the button is going to yell at you, but we should get registered for this. So how do we do that? So again, QR code on the screen. We made this one huge for a reason. It's huge for a reason. It's super important. This is where you find out all the information and you register for your team or your students for the event. So take a minute and get that QR code. And then we're going to jump over to the website and take a look at where exactly to register and get all of that going. And the beauty is, like, just like anything else, when we do this stuff, it's like we put registration buttons everywhere. We learned that from our friends at NASEF. You put registration buttons everywhere. It's important. All right, let's jump over to the website. Hopefully everyone's got a chance to scan that. We'll come back.
I was
I did put it in the chat.
I was going to get a tattoo of the QR code.
Yeah. All right.
You should. So that, in 2097, when people are like, how do I register for the 2023 10-pin challenge? You'll be like, I got you. Don't worry.
We could probably change.
You can update it a little
Well,
bit.
how old's Steve going to be in that? That's
He'll be fine.
He's
going to be fine.
I'm like, what science do we have here, people? We have a different topic entirely going on.
Yeah. All right, so this is the page, the event page right on the Rube Goldberg website. If you scan to that QR code, it'll take you right here. If not, of course, you can always go to rubegoldberg.com and click into the challenges and events link that is on there, and this will be listed among them. And again, this is our Unreal 10-pin challenge. So as we scroll down, we see some information about the competition and what needs to be included in the design of the final submissions. And we're going to get into this more and more in each of our streams and talk about this in great detail. But we want to see 12 transfers of motion. We want to see all of the 6 simple machines being used. It does say to knock over 10 bowling pins. It says nothing about when that has to happen, in what order that has to happen, or how it has to happen. I mean, it's a Rube Goldberg machine. It should be a little nonsensical. Over here on the right is a way to subscribe to the event emails. Highly recommend you do that. It's going to keep you up to date and informed of all the upcoming dates and important information and updates and anything else you might get, as well as you will find the competition schedule. And we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at this in just a little bit. But the two things you want to know that are here is, okay, three things. Because one, Brian's awesome video, if you want to share it, is right here. So it's there for you. But the two most important things are the rule book is here, and that's what you want to go through with your students, know exactly what they need to include in their build or what they should prepare for. And then the most important is that register now button. And that is how you're going to get your team registered. It doesn't say later. It doesn't say after dinner. It doesn't say, when you feel like it, after a nice nap. It says now. So register now. What are you waiting for? Act now. You get 10% off if you register now. No, it's speaking of which, and I'll say that, ask this of Steve, our folks at NASEF, everyone else. How much does this cost to do?
Free 99.
Free. Wait, what is the 99?
And just also
Free.
for the record too, just so everybody realizes, this is going until, Eric might have said it, but till November 30th. So while yes, registering now will definitely help you make sure you're on track for everything, but you do have time to participate. You have time to get teams together. You have time to kind of get your kids involved, whether it be an after school activity or during school or whatnot. But yes, you could register now.
It says now right on the button. I'm just going to remind you. It's yelling
Well,
at
now
you.
is relative, isn't it?
But now is now. It's now.
It's also now tomorrow.
Just
Right.
then.
Not yet.
Just missed it.
Always,
Not yet.
always.
Oh my gosh.
It's not tomorrow now yet. It's now, right now.
It'll be
Yeah, we're watching
now
the-
until November 31st.
Yeah. And then it'll be just
Wait a
then.
second. November 31st?
Oh, nice one.
Whoa,
Yeah,
pretty sure
got us.
that would be December 1st,
Yeah.
which is
That too.
Which is what?
Kind of an
noteworthy
important
day.
holiday. It's kind of an important
Noteworthy
holiday.
day.
I'm just going to say,
Ah,
we'll talk
Claire,
about that.
What a
you know.
setup.
That was nice. I like that. All right. So again, there's the QR code if you haven't scanned it already. If not, you can head to rubegoldberg.org. And you will, if you dig into the challenges there, you'll find the 10-pin challenge listed amongst them that are going on right now because we're starting today. And you can find that register not later, but now button.
Mm-hmm. And the link is in the chat.
And what better way to incentivize those registrations by saying, yes, it's free for you, but it's not
free for us.
free for us. Because we
Yeah,
got
we're-
some stuff we want to give away. Steve, go for it.
We're excited about the prizes. Our goal on our education team, of course, is to get students and educators using, being able to use Unreal Engine and have resources available to them. So we are awarding marketplace credits for each division. So first place will get $500 in marketplace credits for their class. Second will be $300, and third will be $100. And we're going to have two divisions. Each will get those prizes. So there's the junior division, which is 17 and under, and the senior, which is 18 and over. So super excited to see what some of our, post-secondary, or out of high school, and such people do as well. So we're going to have some interesting entries from both divisions.
Love it. Love it.
It's exciting.
And this just means you get to make even better Rube Goldberg projects. So like you get a leg up on the
Right.
next competition because you're like, we've got assets now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
So again, those dates that were on the website, we've got them here for you as well. You of course are watching the September 13th stream right now. So congrats, you made it. You're here. We've got 3 pre-competition streams. All of those are going to talk. There are going to be some dives into the Learning Kit information. If you tune into those streams, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get some tips that are not in those kits, and you're going to learn some skills that are not in those kits. So you want to be there. You want to watch those. It's going to give you a leg up. And there's probably a weird way in a Rube Goldberg machine to get a leg up, but you're gonna have a leg up just by watching those without a weird machine.
And you might get to meet the person that created a lot of this stuff in Unreal Engine, our creative director, Ian Southwell. We're going to try to pull him away from his other activities to join us for this as well, to help teach you these things.
And
Yeah,
invite your students as well. Be great for them to, because the next number of live streams will be true on demos of seeing it all in action.
Yep. And then throughout October, we're going to have 2 open office hours. We'll have general topics to discuss, but you'll be able to join. And that way, as you're approaching the submission deadline, if you're like, wait, we had questions, we're going to be there to help guide you through those questions and come up with solutions and solve any chaos that may be happening in the chaos of Unreal Engine. And I'm using that word chaos literally. That is actually what the physics engine in Unreal is called. So the chaos is supposed to be there. That's the whole point. And you'll learn that in the kits. And then, of course, November 1st is when our project submission opens. That window opens where you can start to submit your projects. And that closes November 30th. Now, there was a mention of November 31st. No, that's not happening, which makes it December 1st. Now, December 1st is important. It's my birthday.
Hey,
it's my birthday. And I want my birthday presents of projects being submitted on time.
That's right.
I don't like late. I don't want to hear happy belated birthday. I want my birthday presents on time. So get those project submissions in the deadline window, which is between November 1st and November 30th. And I will be a happy birthday boy. And then you're going to make me a busy birthday boy because we have a lot of judging to do, so that we can have everything ready for the award show stream on December 6th.
We have a lot of Joe judging to do.
We have all the Joe judging
to do. Good thing he's invited. He's in the stream.
All right, Brian, I'm going to pass it to you.
Yeah. So a couple of things from, as sponsors of this event ourselves with NASEF, we're really happy to bring this to you. And, Cleverlike, we specialize in using video games to help teach and engage students in learning. And so one of the things that we have been working on is creating a school for people that want to kind of level up their skills and become a professional in some of these levels. And so the Cleverlike Creator School has free courses on Fortnite Creative, on Unreal Engine, as well as now we have created this free course for the Rube Goldberg 10-pin challenge. We're going to be putting all of these live streams as well as links to the educational resources and anything additional that we build that would be helpful for you to participate in the competition will be available in that school. So all you have to do is register into the Cleverlike Creator School. I'll put a link in the chat. And you can also use the QR code. Basically, get in there, register for that course, and then all of the content that we list and add will be down there. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see kind of like what's already prepped and ready to go there, and more will just keep showing up. And so would love to kind of pass the baton to NASEF as well to talk about, like, how are you going to be kind of participating and bringing this to the world?
It is so fun for us to hang out this group of people. I love the way that you equip educators with all different kinds of programs. And that's exactly what we do also at NASEF. This is what we're implementing this as one of our Beyond the Game challenges. We love the blend of play and learning. And sometimes that happens in an esports club and through a challenge, a game in Rocket League or something. And sometimes that happens where you're actually developing and exploring career skills. And that's what Unreal Engine is. In this super fun environment where you get to create a Rube Goldberg machine, you are developing skills that can be used for your career. And so if you go on over to register and go to our Beyond the Game challenges page, this is one of our Beyond the Game challenges this fall. We're so happy to be participating. And thank you, Steve, for inviting us to be part of this. We have other Beyond the Game challenges that we will be announcing tomorrow, actually, around entrepreneurship. So you may want to come back and check out this website. Check it out now, and then check it out tomorrow now, as we have said, right?
Actually, I'm sorry, Claire, your registration button doesn't say now. So we need to get a now. We need to get a now right here. Yeah. Okay.
And I was just going to say, we're so aligned with NASEF in terms of their approach to scholastic esports and, supporting students in preparing for emerging careers. And it's so in line with everything that we do, which of course is everything that Cleverlike is all about also, in terms of really supporting students to become creators. So it's such a pleasure and honor continually to work with the folks at Cleverlike as well as NASEF, and to be sort of part of that family. And I hope for any of you who are not familiar with NASEF, I don't know if that's possible anymore, but definitely check out all of their offerings in terms of supporting students in their scholastic esports endeavors.
Right. And I'll just continue on the theme of free. It is free to join NASEF, and that gives access to all the challenges we do, tons of resources to get esports clubs started, to get teams going in competitions. So click that bright orange button at the top. Maybe I should add the word now to that also.
Join now, register now,
Join now.
everything now.
Do it.
I'm feeling pressure. There's
You know
a lot
what?
of
Put a little
pressure.
red circle in the top corner. That'll get everybody's attention.
Yeah. I
Register
think
to
the N
eliminate
in
this red
NASEF
circle.
needs to be changed to now. That's what it is.
So, like, is that our last slide on the
That
on the
is our
presentation?
last slide.
Because I want to have
presentation,
I want to have a moment here. I want to have some. I want to have like a real talk moment here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So.
Okay.
This is what's exciting about this. So I spent a lot of years in the software industry, and the one thing that ships product is trade shows, because you cannot move the deadline. So think of this as your trade show, and the opportunity to ship a product for your students is this competition, right? So what we want to do is like, and it's also like, this is a global platform. We're pulling the world together to compete and create a stage for you, the work that you do as an educator and as a mentor and facilitator. We're creating a stage for your work and your innovation, and we're creating an opportunity for your students to get recognized for their work and give them a leg up in that little core inspiration that they remember when they were younger. Like, I remember when I did this, and that was the foundational element of kind of the building their future. So I want you to kind of like embrace this opportunity, embrace this deadline, and just know that we did and are doing everything we can to support you, to make it easy, and to bring the students success, and to bring you success, and to make it fit. So if it's a club or a course or what can you do, I think there's a lot of benefit in your work, in the students' lives, and in the future for all the people involved, so everyone wins. So I just wanted to like kind of pull that out and kind of like look at it, like when you're posting things on Twitter, when looking at portfolios, there's an amplification of the work that you're doing through this competition. So I encourage you to join.
When it comes to inspirational kind of motivational speaking, it's Captain America and then Brian. And then
you went the wrong direction there. I was totally expecting your hand to disappear. Like,
you think you're more of a motivational speaker than Captain America? I'm just making sure. Okay,
that's that's what I'm going for. I'm giving it my all.
Keep working. You're getting there.
I mean, you're up there in good company. I mean,
Thank you. At least I know what to shoot for. All right. Cool. Does anyone else have any final words before we send everyone off? We have questions in the chat we've kind of been taken care of, but we'll continue to become available. Steve gave you the Discord chat, but definitely register. That's the first point of communication, and let's get started.
Yeah, and there is time, but definitely get started with your students. We're hoping to see people use this in the classroom, outside of the classroom, there's so many different ways that you could approach this. So definitely have fun with it. And, I think, it would be hard not to, but once you get started, I think you'll see that.
I think the one thing we need to add based on that point, Steve, is there may be some students who are just really passionate about learning this stuff, and they're not having the option of doing it in school. They need an adult to help them register. That can be their parents, and they can do this on their own from home. There's nothing stopping them. So,
right. Get all your homeschool communities together. So many different options, and like you say, your family, your friends. Right. We're trying to make this as accessible to everybody.
Awesome.
Love
Great
it.
Point.
All right, and this video will stay up here on the YouTube channel.
Right here.
So if you are watching us right now, if you already watched, go ahead and share it again.
Right there.
So it'll be here for everyone to see and share. So join us. Thanks everybody for being here today. Thanks for joining us and kicking off this great event. See you guys later.
Excited.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.